Okay, so watch some more. We watched a Hong Kong movie last week. This week we've got a Hong Kong movie, but it's a kung fu movie or Hapkido movie.
Hapkido. Is it true Hapkido?
I believe it is. The back of the box says I think the master of the school was actually one of the legit starters of Hapkido. Yeah, back in the day. So
with the starch vest guy.
I think that's the guy, starch shirt guy.
Yeah.
In the vest. But yeah, this is Hapkido. So this is Angela Mao is I guess she played Bruce Lee's sister in Enter the Dragon. And then she started to gain her own kind of fame.
I need to watch that again. I haven't.
It's been a while since I've watched some Bruce Lee. Yeah. So this is. Oh yeah, it's got Sammo Hung in it. One of my favorites. If anybody out there ever watched Martial Law on TV back in the day with Arsenio Hall and Sammo Hung, great buddy cop kung fu TV show. Loved it.
Mine was Green Hornet.
Green Hornet.
That was my buddy cop martial arts thing.
Mm-hmm. This movie takes place in 1936. It starts in Japanese-occupied Korea.
Yeah.
Where we have
Chinese students are
learning Hapkido.
It is that dude. Okay.
It's Carter Wong. Carter Wong from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Just much leaner and younger.
Before the roids.
He's the one that explodes at the end for those Big Trouble in Little China fans.
Of this movie, too.
I was going to say, I didn't see nobody.
It's a staple.
Okay.
Of him.
He also puffs up and explodes.
He's got it written to contract. That has to happen.
Yes.
Okay. In every movie, is it?
Well, our troubles start when these Japanese soldiers come upon what they think are just a group of Koreans chilling in the park, kind of dancing, having a good time.
Yeah. They're looking to molest some women.
Definitely some molestation.
As the Japanese are one.
Our people are just trying to have a picnic. Can't have a picnic
without getting molested.
Oh yeah, let's cheers to not getting molested.
I mean, the night's not over.
Really want to.
I was going to say
not over.
So
that'll put hair on your tongue.
Yeah. These Chinese students expose themselves as not just regular Chinese people. When the Japanese try to molest them, and they avoid that.
They have been learning the deadly subversive art of Hapkido.
Yeah. Like when that whole fight scene started out, and then the Japanese dude with Hitler stash finds their business card. I was starting to think this was like a secret agent group type thing at the beginning. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Not very secretive. They're just
Hapkido family
fucking business cards around.
Yeah.
Join our dojo. We gotta pay bills. Or dojang. It's Korean. Join our dojang. We gotta pay bills.
So they get back to their dojang. And the master's out there. He's kind of just whipping the ass of his students, just kind of showing out.
A board breaking scene, slow-mo. Like they take a lot of time to show us that they can break some boards, which was board breaking.
And they basically say like, "Hey, you're cool. We like you.
You're 7th degree black belts now."
Yeah, because just of having cool vibes.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was because of like where they're from. He's like, "Yeah, you got to get out of here."
No, it was because they whipped the ass of them Japanese.
Started trouble with the Japanese because Japanese were occupying Korea, so they're like, "We're giving you 7th degree black belt, but you got to leave. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck
Go
out.
back to China.
Take these sick ass eagle geese.
Yeah,
and get on out of here. Yeah, my wife
embroidered these. Yeah.
Go back to China.
Yeah,
and there's a whole speech about forbearance. That's the tenet of Hapkido is like respect your elders, help out people what need helping, and don't go looking for fight. Don't be so hot-headed, have temperament.
So that's Sammo Hung's character. He's the younger brother, the chubby one, the hothead. He's so pissed because he's been picked on his whole life for being the fat kid. I understand.
Yeah, he just looks more goofy to me than
he does
than a hothead. He's just like, I guess I'll do it.
He's definitely played comedic relief in a lot of his movies, but he's a great kung fu badass.
Yeah,
he's really really good.
So they find themselves back in China.
Yeah,
somehow back into Japanese occupied China.
Yeah, Japanese are still around.
Oh yeah, 1936.
They've got parts of China, but they don't have everything, and so it's kind of unclear
where exactly they're even at.
Right, but they do have the Japanese. There's a Japanese sensei running a dojo.
Hitler, or is this before Hitler's help?
What do you mean Hitler's like his handmaid?
Hitler's handmaid.
Wow. Okay, so while World War II is cracking, building up.
They became allies.
They became allies, but that was later.
Japan's just doing their own.
They're taking advantage of the fact that the West,
they're just expanding. They're taking over shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're expanding. They're building their empire.
Yeah,
that's a whole long ass lecture. I'm not going to get into, but So the West is doing their own thing. Japan is moving into China, Manchuria, Nanking. Places like that.
Yeah.
So they go back to Japanese occupied China. They set up a school, and they go about meeting the other schools of martial arts
out of respect.
And one of those schools is run by a Japanese teacher,
Black Bear
Sensei Toyota.
See, they never really say karate because it looks like. I mean, some of these guys, they're definitely. The top guys are dressed like they're in like gi hakama kind of thing.
Yeah.
They dress like samurai, but what they do to me it all looks like kung fu to me. It's not like it doesn't look like karate, which is fine. Whatever. I mean, it's a Hong Kong movie. Like
they're not gonna
hard to bring in actual Japanese for their hating on the Japanese movie. Maybe.
Yeah, the war guilt.
but yeah, so it's like they do. They are Japanese, but then they also have Chinese students that use that authority then they abuse it. Like they run around town, they don't pay their bills, they get drunk and harass women.
Yeah.
And we see that's kind of where things like start actually going wrong, is where they're told to keep their heads down when they start their school and they've got to go meet these teachers. Well, they don't, because they don't greet the Japanese school because they're like, fuck the Japanese. But then Sammo Hung, he goes to this restaurant bar, hangs out with one of these guys from the Chinese boxing school.
Just want to get some dumplings and some steak,
and some wine. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not turning that down.
Yeah, it looked great. Two of these, it's called the Black Bear School. Yeah. Two of these students get just like slobber knockered out off their fucking ass. They're just like,
we ain't paying.
Like,
put it on my tab.
Yeah, they're like,
this wine daughter comes in.
You don't really see nudity in a lot of these movies, but one of these guys is like looking at this woman, and it's like this whole like goofy music starts playing, and he's like blinking.
Yeah,
and then just suddenly it's like you just see tits like kind of
blurry
come into focus.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, and he tries to he already grabbed her ass, but he tries to grab her tits, and Sammo gets in there and is like, no, I'm not. I can't put up with this.
Yeah.
And then there's a fight, so that's kind of how the friction starts, and it's a very basic story. Now you've got the Japanese group against the Hapkido group, and they
tit for tat retribution
fight back and forth, very much like the plot of Ip Man movie.
They're trying to be like peaceful, like listen, but they're trying to be kind and stuff because they're not trying to cause all sorts of beef.
Yeah.
But the Japanese want the beef. They've got the.
Who was the chubbier dude again?
Sammo Hung.
Yeah, he was kind of a punk bitch.
Punk bitch?
Yeah.
Why was he a punk bitch?
Because he waited too long to defend the people.
Well, he had his
okay, so you're talking about the marketplace scene.
Yeah, the first part I can kind of get. He's like, hey, I'm not trying to step on any toes right now.
I've only
trying
just
to get
gone
in with
here.
the dojos. Yeah. But no, the whole marketplace incident where the Japanese karate guys were just...
They try to get a bunch of fish and chicken for free.
Oh, yeah. And then they're like, nah, we'll do it on credit. no, you gotta pay. And everybody's like, you gotta pay. And then they're fighting, and then they're like pouring boiling hot water on the fish,
On the
and the chicken,
chickens.
and then Grandma.
They literally finally pours the boiling water on Grandma's
And then he jumps in. Oh, okay, okay, I'm gonna have
Hey,
to.
you got 2 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
3. No,
You do see an actual. You do see one of these guys take a literal live chicken and whack somebody over the head with it.
Oh,
There
they
was
throw
no
a basket
PETA to
of
worry
chickens
about
up, too.
in 1972 Hong Kong.
Okay,
They
no,
just like,
we're just gonna eat it later.
like just whacked him right over there with that fucking chicken. Then some point he takes that full crate with the chicken, just like
Just
throws it over there like chickens,
like it was the
everywhere.
damn Source Awards.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just these kind of fights back and forth. But then eventually Sammo Hung, his character, kills a couple of the guys. So
Yeah.
he's like has to go into hiding.
Yeah.
They go to try to apologize. The brother gets his arm broken. He almost gets killed. And then it's up to the girl, our young heroine, to come in, and she starts kicking ass.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it progresses. How do you guys feel about the martial arts overall in this movie?
I feel like it was pretty well done for most of the scenes. I feel like they definitely knew what they were doing on the Hapkido portion of it, for
Yeah.
sure. It did seem like some of the techniques seem very Aikido-ish, because I've seen some of those throws and rolls from watching them.
Yeah.
Just from an outsider, not actually performing it, but I've noticed some of those techniques before. They
Hapkido
look-
has some
legit.
similarities with Aikido.
Yeah.
It's
If you don't want to get broke off, you're gonna roll.
including, it's kind of mixed with Taekwondo and other things.
Yeah.
To me, I liked it, and they definitely kind of ramp it up through the movie, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of Hong Kong movies, they do so much more acrobatic kind of environmental stuff.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to see more of that.
That
He had like twice with a trampoline thing.
twice.
They need to do a little
Twice.
wire stuff. And
Yeah.
trampoline
I thought
kind of stuff,
I thought you could tell that they were doing their own stunts. I thought the martial arts was really good.
it's pretty good.
The first Hong Kong I saw was with the 2 rich guys feuding in that town. What was the name of that movie?
Two rich guys.
The 2 rich guys
feuding.
feuding in the town.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was
I know. Yeah.
So
I can't
they-
remember the name.
They're
of it,
making like 20,
Yes.
30 feet jumps and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that
it's
was
got-
a bit more over the top.
Well,
Yeah.
that was kind of what I.
This was more realistic.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That kind of set what I thought was the standard for it. It's what I assumed all Hong Kong was like. This obviously didn't have as much of that,
Yeah.
but I thought the martial arts was really good.
Yeah.
I thought the fight scenes were really good. I liked it. Excuse me. There was storyline, but it's just a lot of violence, and it didn't seem like huge, like roof jumps and stuff like that. It seemed like you could definitely believe that this was all happening.
Yeah.
I thought the martial arts were really
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a wire fu,
Right.
but it also wasn't. It was still more straightforward. We're just in a dojo fighting back and forth. Bunch of guys kicking and punching. The kung fu I like the most is later on Sammo Hung, and Sammo Hung choreographed so many movies, including Jackie Chan movies, along with Jackie Chan, where they use all the environment and they use all the different objects as weapons. They do that a little bit in this. Like at one point, she uses the umbrella, which there's like a whole school of like umbrella kung fu.
Oh, really?
There's
That's
like a whole
specifically for that.
with the umbrella. Yeah.
Okay,
There's,
sign me up.
there's definitely people that have
You
focused.
carry
on
a
that.
parasol around a lot. I do
Yeah.
notice.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
never know.
they use sword. There's some sword
Yeah.
stuff, and she's got this like her long like paddle thing.
Oh, the discipline stick.
yes, yeah. That her master gave her. But it's very good, hard hitting stuff. It's just very straightforward and less of the kind of environmental acrobatic kind of stuff. So some might like that more or less. I was hoping for a little bit more of the acrobatic kind of stuff, but it was still very good, very very good, hard hitting.
Yeah. You had a few of it with what's her name, Zhao Yu.
That's a
Show
Dynasty
you. That's from
Warriors
Tekken.
character.
Tekken, sorry. But she does the flip, and then she like jumped into the air, flying.
Angela Mao.
Angela Mao, and then
Right.
flying
Oh,
into like into like a pole, and then pushing herself
Push
back
off,
off,
yeah.
flipping. And then,
Yeah, they do that a little
yeah.
bit. Every time they do it, though, it doesn't look great.
No, it doesn't.
Kind of, they
'cause it
use
was like forced.
they cut away.
Yeah, oh,
to
yeah.
kind of facilitate. Some
Honestly, probably would have been better without those scenes,
Yeah,
just
I
to
agree.
keep within the
I agree.
Yeah.
realm of realism.
Definitely.
But you can tell that's one of the things I noticed is that they're doing their own stunts. They're doing the fighting. Like there's no
Yeah.
CGI. It's not too many cutaways, and a lot of those scenes where it's 20 dudes getting an ass whipping, you know, it just would have been tough to even be an extra on that movie. I feel like.
Oh yeah, these guys they took a lot of punishment doing this shit
Yeah.
through the years. I mean they're doing they're all martial artists and stuntmen. I mean it's all the same school. This Hong Kong kind of stuff. Yeah, it was good. It's really good. It's it's like I say, very basic story. There's not most of the movie is in like 3 rooms. It's
Yeah.
it's
2 dojos and outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fucking kick ass at the end. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what happens. I mean, both the brothers end up getting fucking murdered.
Yep.
And she kind of comes to the forefront. Early on, it's kind of all of 3 of them are kind of equally, and then both of them get killed over time in this back and forth war between these groups. And then she kind of ends up taking over and saying, "I'm done with this shit, and I'm gonna fucking start killing some people."
Yeah, the forbearance
Yeah,
starts to fall by the wayside.
yeah. She says, "Fuck it," and she has one of her.
Their sensei said,
Head
when
student.
you can't do any more forbearance, call this person and take this discipline stick with you that we beat you with if you don't do it right.
Yep.
I did like when she was at the Japanese dojo, and the dude said that he was like a 5-year Hapkido.
Oh
person.
yeah.
She's like, "Well, what is this?" That's nothing. It was like, are you supposed to cower in fear of that thing? Like, I've been beat with that stick many a time.
That was a good
that
fight.
is.
He picks
Yeah.
up the sword,
Yeah,
the katana, and she
Right.
has the stick, and they that was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually.
I like the fight where it was Fan Wei, and he's in hiding because he's murdered these 3
yeah,
Black Bear artists, and they all just converge because of what these ordering. The Shadow Boxer is ordering 50 dumplings and a casket of wine
Yeah.
for him, and the one guy's just listening to the whole thing.
man just can't get 50 dumplings.
Can't
and wine.
can't eat? Yeah, not in
can't
peace.
enjoy it.
You know, they're
time.
eating and they converge upon him. That was probably my favorite fight scene. He climbs up the stairs, starts throwing shit. Oh, he barrels him. He Donkey Kongs
you're
his
like,
ass.
get basket in a barrel.
Yeah.
You know, that was using some of the environment
A
there.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite fight scene.
At the end, she uses her hair as a secret weapon.
Yeah,
What'd you
bolo
call 'em?
balls.
Bolo balls.
Well,
She's just like cutting the dude's face with
Yeah.
her hair, just whipping it. He's like kicking her ass. All of a sudden, it's like, what?
Whoa.
yeah.
This ain't Hapkido.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty good. You want to go to scores, Nick? Why don't you go first?
This is a 5 for me. You know, like I said, there was enough
There was no blind
storyline.
man, no disabled person.
Right. You can't compare everything to Zatoichi. Otherwise, there would be no 5s. Yeah, there was just enough storyline to keep it moving. Right, we had reasons as to why all the violence was happening,
Yeah.
but it was just tons of violence. It was just a lot of ass whippings. It was a lot of martial arts and fighting. At no point was I like, man, this movie is just too damn long. Like, get to the point.
Yeah.
You know, at the beginning, like, there's kind of like space where you're like, where's the next ass whipping? And then the next ass whipping comes
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
it's just a lot of violence, a lot of fighting. I thought the martial arts was choreographed really well. I thought it was all done very well. Storyline was good enough. There's plenty of fighting. It was good. No shortage of dudes. getting an ass whipping.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna end on no shortage of dudes. Yeah, there was a pause. And
Honestly, I would like to add that I wish our modern society was like this movie. Just lots of fighting in bars and restaurants and stuff. I think we'd be better off as a civilization
Oh yeah.
if we just got into fights like this regularly. We
Would
don't
you
all
like-
have to die, right? But like if we
What do
could
you do,
just
like dive bar fights? Like just go to
well, that's a bit
random
more
dive bars
Western. That's
and
a
be
bit
like,
more.
you're of Sanko Gria bar. I'm from Paul's
Shooter.
Oasis.
I mean, that's a bit more like John Wayne. I'm just thinking like you maybe go to Target and brush up against someone incorrectly, and then you notice they're not wearing
you
an
don't say
eagle
shop
gi.
at Walmart. A
Yeah,
lot more
they're
than
they're
Target.
wearing a tiger gi,
Yeah.
and now it's on.
Okay.
And now everyone at Target is
Yeah.
trying to whip your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
Five buckets for me.
All right, what do you think, Patrick?
Give it a 4. I enjoyed a lot of the fighting that happened within this. Kind of wished the brother from what's that movie? Big Trouble in Little China had some cooler fight scenes in it.
Yeah.
Just seeing it, that gave. If I hadn't watched Big Trouble in Little China first, and then seen him in this movie, if I saw him first in this movie, I probably would have gave it a 5. But because I know what he could have achieved, lightning and thunder,
Yeah. Yeah.
then it would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a 4 for me.
Then he gets so mad he explodes into cabbages.
Exactly.
Cabbage
Well,
flavors.
he does explode in this. It's in the contract.
Eventually he does.
You'll see it when you watch this movie, viewers. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go. I have to go with Patrick on this. I think it's a 4 to 5. And the thing is like, it's a very straightforward story. And the thing is, the martial arts, while very good, they're not the pinnacle of what we've seen. So I have to dial it back. Since its focus is so much on the martial arts, if I'm judging it on the martial arts, they're very good, but they're also like, we have seen better in Hong Kong movies, martial arts movies in general. We have seen better. So, and it doesn't really go over the top with the other shit. It's not like it's gory or bloody. There's some random boobs in it, which was kind of weird.
There's some blood in it.
It was
some
odd.
bruises.
Yeah, it's like they cough up blood. One guy
Yeah.
kind of gets cut, but it's not. It's not gory.
It's not
So
gratuitous in any manner.
it's really focused on the martial arts, and if you're going to do that, I've got to judge it on that. And we have seen better. We've seen way worse. Believe me, way worse. But that shit that's way worse, a lot of times it's entertaining because it's bad. This is good. It's good martial arts, but it's not the best we've ever seen. So therefore, I've got to give it a 4 out of 5 because the story's pretty basic and a little bit. Sometimes it's kind of slow moving, not too bad. But I'd still say it's good. I like Angela Mao. She's pretty. She's got like a good pissed off face.
Yeah.
I like Sammo Hung. I like a chubby, fast kung fu guy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
just like me, honestly.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
you. Exactly.
Got to air the belly out once in a
A
while.
little bit, you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Could have used some Bolo Young, honestly.
Bring in Bolo Young.
As a child.
Bolo Young versus Sammo Hung. I don't know if the world could handle.
No.
Oh no, it would die if they connected fists. What was this name of this movie again?
Hapkido.
Hapkido.
Straightforward. Check it out. That's great.
Yeah.
Nathan is never going to strike me in my chest.
It's never gonna happen. I had forgot about it until just now.
Yeah, that still needs to be done.
Go ahead. We still have to do that.
Yep. Maybe tonight.
We haven't forgotten.
Probably not.